Now let's get into that thorny question that I raised last night about when to turn the lights on or off in your home. For those of you who missed it, I shared that my wife Jackie thinks that it's more energy efficient to just leave the light on in any room if there's any chance that you're going to be back in the next 30 minutes or less. I, on the other hand, correctly I think, believe that you should always turn the light off when you leave a room. So she goes around the house turning the lights on, and then I go behind her turning the lights off. Who's right? You, as always, had lots of input on that question. First off, some of you were nice enough to share that, yeah, this is playing out in your home as well. Terry wrote, "Hey Pat, I'm in your camp. My wife leaves the lights on. I've been turning them off for the entire 56 years of wedded bliss. Viva LED." And Tom added, "Pat, I was laughing at your family where your wife leaves the lights on and you turn them off. That's exactly like me and my wife as well." And over on our YouTube page, yes, we do read your comments over there as well. A viewer wrote, "I'm pretty sure that it's better to leave a light on, if only for a short stint, but I literally cannot help myself and I shut them off anyway, like a Pavlov dog." Yep, I can relate to that. It's a reflex for me to turn off the light when I leave the room, probably my parents telling me that a million times. Fortunately, some of you think that I'm right in this debate with my wife. Thank you very much. Liz wrote, "You are right. Turn off lights when you leave a room always." Score 1 for Pat. But Rick warned, "The karma you lose by declaring your wife wrong may be larger than the money you save." Yes, thank you, Rick. I do understand that. I've been married nearly 29 years and I've learned, you know what, there's some battles that are just not going to be worth it. But I also know this light on or off thing is something that a lot of us do struggle with.
Regarding the matter of whether to turn the lights off or just leave them on, especially for short stints, and I swear there's not a single day go by that I do not wrestle with that very question at least once. Regardless, I will usually do exactly what in my heart of hearts is the opposite of what I believe to be the correct answer after all factors are considered. And I'm pretty sure it's to leave them on. So naturally, I revert to my training and shut them off anyways. Thus, this is one definitive answer that I have had a burning desire to have more light shed upon.
I love it. Thanks, Margie. And I see what you did there at the end. Shed more light upon? That is very nice. All right, the big question is, are you wasting money by turning the light on and off, which apparently wears out some lights faster? And are you saving enough money by turning the light off that it makes a difference in the long run? Well, there are some definitive answers. And some of you were nice enough to send me a link to the government's Energy Saver website, which does spell it all out. This is the main website. It's from the federal government. You can get there by simply searching for when to turn off the lights. Let's start with incandescent lights, which many of us still have. You should turn those off anytime you leave the room. It's the least efficient type. 90% of the energy is given off in heat. So yeah, do yourself and the environment a favor, turn those off. Halogen lights are better than incandescent, but not by much. Turn them off whenever you leave the room as well. Which brings us to CFLs, or compact fluorescent lights. The government says they are more efficient, and if you will be out of the room for 15 minutes or less, yeah, it's fine, just leave them on. If you're going to be gone longer, well, then you should turn them off. These are the bulbs that get a shorter life if you turn them on and off a lot, so keep that in mind. Finally, LED lighting. They are not affected by turning them on and off, and they come on at full brightness when they're turned on. The government does not have a clear bit of advice on whether to turn these off when you leave the room. And while you will be using less energy than an incandescent bulb, it's not zero. So if you're going to be out of the room for a long time, take my advice. Turn them off. So I hope that helps. I don't think it's going to help in my house. When my wife saw last night's show, she turned to me and said, "Hey, I don't get why you think this is such a big deal. Just get over it." Okay, I'll try.